Hello and welcome to another episode of the Tax Deductible Gamer. I am the titular Tax Deductible Gamer, Dan Dennis, and I'm coming to you live with a very special lockdown episode. This week, I am joined by none other than the lovely Sarah Cook. Hello, Sarah.
Hello. Hello. It's me.
Yeah, it's Sarah. It's so good to have you, Sarah, here on. I'm recording live from my bed to get the real John Lennon Yoko Ono feel going. And also because that's all my mental health allows for these days. And how are you going? Yeah. How are you going with this lockdown?
Look, I'm is it bad to say that I enjoy it?
No.
Is that bad?
No.
There's something about not having to leave the house and the removal of social pressure that I'm like, I could live like this forever.
Yes.
I'm like, I don't have to feel bad about not seeing people because I'm doing my job and I'm a good person.
I 100% agree with that. That's where I was in the first really cool lockdown when it was a nice little niche thing. Now I have reasons to leave my house. And I'm like, oh God damn it. I want to get out. I want to see the world. But no, it's going okay.
See, I'm just a lonely person, so
oh, okay, cool.
I can just stay at home and just
that's where
play video games.
Yeah, that's the dream. That's the dream come true. That's what I did last year. I played video games. I watched movies. I exercised, and I changed my diet. But no. This time I just want to get out. You can't keep me in here, as you can tell by the manic energy. Video games, they've been happening. So you're a bit of. We've chatted gaming. You're a bit of a gamer. You also have a PlayStation.
Any geeks and gamers in this recording? There are two.
There's two.
It's you and me.
We've got two.
I do have a PlayStation. I do. I have a Nintendo Switch as well.
Okay.
And I play. I have to admit, I have a Mac. I don't have a PC, so I don't do any PC gaming.
Yeah. I don't really do any PC gaming. A lot of my PC gaming is whatever my Microsoft Surface Pro 4 can handle. Not a sponsorship, but if they're listening, I would love a new one. I also have the Xbox though.
You're accepting gifts, is what I hear. And if you would like a new Surface, it's up to people if they want to send them.
New Surface, Xbox Series X, which apparently
I'd love a PS5 personally, but
it's the best. It's so
wouldn't
good.
We all?
I've got one. It's great. I talk about it every week. It's so one of the finest things. It's the biggest issue I have with the PS5 is that there's games that I want to go back and finish on my Xbox One, but every time I go back and play the Xbox One, I'm reminded just how much slower it is. And I'm like, oh, do I pick up these old games on sale on PlayStation 5 so I can play it on that sweet SSD? And if I do, it's tax deductible, which is a real dream.
It is the dream.
Yeah.
Thanks to this podcast, we can just
keep our receipts.
Get one over on the ATO. I say we, just you, not
me.
No,
everyone can do it.
Oh,
everyone can do it.
Yes.
Everyone's a tax deductible gamer if they wish.
Yes.
That's Che Guevara. He led the rebellion in his country. This is how I'm leading mine. But no. So have you always gamed? Was that like something since your childhood?
Yeah, so I have two older brothers. Cool. And so there are like a couple of games that I remember like playing heaps as a kid. And so like we got a PS1.
Yeah.
And that was like the first ever console we had, and we had like played computer games before that. We had like Star Wars Dark Forces, which was like a Doom-like Star Wars game.
Yeah.
That it was first person shooting Star Wars game that my mum lost, inverted commas lost. She actually just sold it because she was sick of us playing it so much. PS1.
Was that a point in time where kids should have spent more time outside? It was the beginning of the screen time.
It was 96.
Yeah.
So kind of not really.
Yeah, that was peak. That was peak children.
Like, how dark do you want to go? It was in the US. I was living in the US, and it was the year that Columbine happened.
Okay, yeah.
So sort of, but just on the cusp.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as you're
That's not big.
interacting
Can we
with.
edit?
No, I can. Yeah, as long as you were interacting with other children, it was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. After Columbine, parents were just more worried when their kids didn't have any friends.
Yeah, which is fine.
Yeah. So you played Dark Forces, Crash Bandicoot. I'm
Crash
assuming.
Bandicoot. Yeah. What else? We got really into did you ever play Lego Island? It's like one of the old Lego games. It's not related to any other property. It's just Lego. Fucking scared me as a child. It was like weirdly terrifying. And a lot of like weird Goosebumps FMV games.
Was it
just like the most bizarre, like point and click adventure games.
Yeah, point and click. Yeah.
But there was an FMV one which I was just like, oh, I wonder what it's like. You know, I'm an adult now and I'm not terrified of 90s video games. And Jeff Goldblum's in it and he plays Dracula. And it's just like, I just played this as a kid. And it's like the wildest game ever. But yes, so like a lot of sort of weird.
That's amazing.
PC games. And then, we got a PS1 and then we started playing like Final Fantasy. So 7, 8, like from 7 on, basically, was like that's probably the most defining, that and Pokemon, kind of the most defining two things for me at least.
What I'm surprised about in hearing this is that it sounds like there wasn't a lot of multiplayer games. And I would assumed family of 3, you probably would have played more multiplayer, because I remember a lot of the games that mum and dad would get for us when we were kids had to at least be 2-player. So, or there had to be a couple of 2-player games to make sure everyone could play at the same time, so one person wouldn't hog it.
Yeah, that's a really good point. No, I think we just...
Was it a Hunger Games situation? Like, whoever woke up first?
Like, kind of, but also being the youngest, I just watched video games a lot. Like, I would just watch my brothers play it, which is like...
on Twitch.
We were the first
Twitch
streamers. You know, honestly, and even to the point now that my brother, when he was still living at home, he was trying to get the platinum trophy in Dark Souls.
Yeah.
And for, I swear, maybe a week, he got up 9 to 5, just played Dark Souls. Oh no, sorry, not Dark Souls, Demon Souls. 9 to 5 was just like grinding it out.
That's nuts. How old was he?
He would have been like 17 at the time, maybe.
Okay, no, that's cool. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
So I was picturing an adult.
Yeah, I mean, he bought Dark Souls on PS5 and got the platinum trophy, so like he still did it. But you know, I just remember just sitting on the couch, like watching him play Dark Souls, and to the point that I Pavlovian conditioned myself to fall asleep to this one boss, because I would always like get really tired and fall asleep. And so whenever he was fighting this like massive fire dragon, I'd just like start falling asleep.
That sounds sick. Now, we all older brothers. My brother was like this with a big stop watching me, you're making me lose. Gamers? No, okay. I think there's two very distinct types. There's ones who are okay with people watching them play, and others who get stressed out during a boss fight and start blaming the viewers on it.
Yeah, definitely. They're like,
which I'd love to see in contemporary Twitch streaming.
Oh,
just someone hundreds of thousands of you.
Turn off the video now.
You're making me lose. Stop watching me.
Just like turns off game video and just big picture of their face.
Yeah.
Just,
is this what you guys want?
You're why I'm losing in Fortnite.
Yeah.
Mom.
Just the sweat dripping down the face.
No, we were so into getting people to watch. I think because for us, it was like, we couldn't watch TV during the week. Like we had a really strict household. So like we didn't watch TV during the week. And so like playing the PlayStation when we got to was like massive for us. So I think it was just such a spectacle that I think we even, God, this is so classic 90s kids. You'll remember when we finished the final boss of Final Fantasy VIII, we recorded it on VHS so that we could play it back, which is like the original YouTube. And I think I could probably still have that just kicking around at home, just like the final boss of Final Fantasy VIII, which makes no sense.
That would be amazing.
The weirdest game.
Are you able to get that and somehow convert that to MP4?
Absolutely.
Please, we need this. The world needs this. No, that's. I mean, that sounds pretty. That history of video games sounds pretty similar to most people. With siblings as well. Just like we had consoles, and we played it. But yeah, the no co-op games, very strange. I guess the 64, the PlayStation 1 didn't have that many co-op games.
It really didn't. And like I think as well, like there were only two, as far as I can remember, there were only two controller slots. Maybe? Or maybe I'm thinking memory card slots.
No, there was two, because even the PS2 only had two unless you bought a multi-tap.
Yeah. So I think for us, we just kind of got around it. We've never really been a big co-op family. Like, I think we're just a very competitive family, so that if we play multiplayer games, we hate each other.
Yeah,
and
that's
if we
good.
don't, we get along because we're like, congratulations, you beat that boss. Hey, great stuff. Although
fostering positivity in the family.
Exactly. Now that I think about it, though, I do play a lot of co-op now, like online co-op with my brothers. So I'll play Monster Hunter and Bloodborne and Dark Souls with them.
Is Bloodborne co-op?
Yeah, so you can summon people into your world and have them beat big bosses for you.
This is the first I've ever heard of this. Wait, so you can both take on the boss at the same time?
Yeah. Okay, so it's like...
This sounds like such a better way for me to play Bloodborne.
Oh my gosh, have you not played?
No, I've never played any of the Souls games.
I've finished 3 and Bloodborne.
Yeah.
I don't know where my copy of 3 is, but I currently have a character in Bloodborne that is... I do need to get back into it, so I'd be happy to help you out.
Let's do it. Let's figure that out. That's because I need to give it a go. I need to give one of these games a go before Elden Ring comes out next year. Because you best believe everyone has to do an episode on that. Otherwise, the AGO goes, this is not tax deductible.
Well, someone's always got to talk about Dark Souls.
Yeah, everyone. That was a funny video. So listeners, you won't know this because how would you? But before the episode, Sarah sent me a YouTube clip that said, we should never talk about Dark Souls ever again, except for this one last time or something like that.
Yeah. And stop. Wait, wasn't it like, let's talk about Dark Souls one more time? Wait, sorry, where are you going?
Yeah. And it was a very informative. I didn't realize because let's just say I was playing games for babies for a very long time. So I didn't realize that the shoulder button mapping came from the Souls games.
Yeah.
Which is now just a staple. I always assumed it came from either like Elder Scrolls, because I remember in Skyrim and I remember in The Witcher. So that was my understanding where it came from. And but also because I was used to playing shooters. So shooters were always R1, R2, L1, L2 on the PlayStation. But yeah, so I didn't realize that was a feature for them. And also breaking controllers. I didn't realize that was something that the Souls games introduced to the community, just getting so angry and frustrated that you throw a controller at a wall or a TV.
Well, wasn't the Wii the first console that really did that?
But that wasn't out of frustration.
Yeah, true.
And also they told you to put it under the straps.
Out of pure idiocy.
Yeah, they're like, strap up. Wii Golf's going to get freaking crazy in here. And we're not going to make any
Wii Bowling
changes.
Wii Bowling is going to destroy your TV.
I had a top game of Wii Bowling where it was very close. And it came down to I needed a turkey strike on my final set to win, which is 3 strikes in a row. And it is a phrase I'd never heard of before. And we assumed, we didn't even know we needed turkey strikes. So we was like, okay, well, I'd have to get a strike because it's my last set. I don't then get a second opportunity and I have to get a strike on that. And that still wasn't enough. And then it came up again that I had the opportunity to bowl again because I got 2 strikes. I got turkey strike and I won the game. And that's one of the worst stories I've ever told. But It was just an
Hey.
insane moment. Just getting 3 strikes in a row and a quick game
Yeah.
of Wii bowling.
Well, look, so
Future
it's
Olympic sport?
season.
Maybe.
It's Olympic season, and so we've covered bowling and golf, and
Yeah.
that's sport covered now.
Yeah, that's sport. That's the
That's
Olympics.
sport.
That's it. That's the Olympics.
That's the
SEO
Olympics.
covered.
Yeah.
No one's
We've
playing
got
that.
the Olympics. Someone can just talk about fucking Five Nights at Freddy's.
Yeah.
Done.
Apparently
that's really good for SEO.
Is it?
Yeah.
Wish I'd known that before I started a podcast about gaming. Then I might play. Actually, I think I can play them. I think they're all on Game Pass at the moment.
Nice. I don't understand Microsoft Game Pass. Never had an Xbox at all.
And you don't have a gaming PC. It's just Netflix for gaming.
Okay.
And it's so affordable. And what makes it even better is that all Microsoft owned properties go to Game Pass day one. The only downside to that is that originally they weren't doing any DLCs, but the new Sea of Thieves DLC came to Game Pass.
Nice.
So I think that's starting to change. So that actually kind of leads us into the next thing, because we've got news. I don't think I'm very sorry, guys, but due to Zoom and me not Googling, I don't know if I can put my little news track in here. So let's give it a crack. A cappella style. The news. It's news. It's news time. So the story I was going to talk about is there's been some early reviews for Back 4 Blood, which is very exciting. Have you seen anything about Back 4 Blood?
Literally not at all.
It's the new game.
No idea what it is.
New game from Left 4 Dead developers.
Ooh.
And it's just a new Left 4 Dead multiplayer.
Cool.
Xbox. Just running through arcade zombies.
It's the circle of Venn diagram of things I don't do. Multiplayer and Microsoft.
Yeah. It's also on PlayStation. It's coming to PlayStation.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But yeah, because of whoever's developing, it's coming game one to Xbox Game Pass, which I'm excited for. So yeah, I was watching an IGN review or reading an IGN review. They were loving it. They're like, yeah, this is pretty much what everyone wanted from a new Left 4 Dead game 10 years ago from Capcom. And now we're finally getting it, and we're very excited. So I think that's coming out October. That's looking good. Keep it on Xbox. Halo. The new Halo multiplayer beta occurred, and I'm assuming you've never played a Halo game.
I've never played a Halo game, although Halo was meant to be initially released on Apple computers.
Yes, I did know that.
So
Steve Jobs.
And then Steve Jobs did a die, and then we're here now.
No, I don't. Was he part of the company then?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I meant to know because I used to work for them, but I also don't care.
At corporate or just the store?
Just the store, but you still need to care, apparently.
Still need to, oh, really? Oh, it's one of those workplaces. We're a family, and you're all geniuses.
Woo. Yeah.
You know, just a good way to reminisce on your high school days. Everyone calling you a genius when you're just a little bit gifted in this.
Yeah. And and you use a computer sometimes.
Yes.
High school.
Yeah, I'm now realizing what a bad week it is to discuss this story because you don't have an Xbox or PC and you didn't play multiplayer. Did you go around to
bring my own stories?
Yeah, that's true. I've got 2 more stories, but you may also have some news for the week, and then we can get into playing. But like, did you never do like LAN party sleepovers? Was that a thing for you?
Well, yeah, but like,
you didn't grease your hands up on a couple of slices of pizza and
no, I didn't go play CS:GO. No, like if I did, honestly, we were just playing The Sims because like girls aren't gonna, I don't know, apparently, girls aren't going to play Counter-Strike. Yeah.
And now we can, thankfully, to fourth wave feminism. Anyone can play a shooter. Thanks
to trans activists, we can all play shooters.
Thanks to Hillary Clinton, everyone can play shooters now.
Everyone's legally meant to play a shooter.
Yeah, everyone's meant to go to their friend's place for their birthday when they're young and stay up all night playing a multiplayer shooter, which features only
Drinking
male.
Mountain Dew Code Red.
It features only male characters because only men can kill. And you can stay up and say naughty words, and you can kill your friends. Yeah, this is, we've had such different experiences growing up gaming, because I feel like that was a staple. That is still to this day. I reckon once a year or once every 2 years, all of my friends and I will gather at someone's place, bring a TVs and bring consoles and do a LAN party.
I mean, it sounds really fun. Like from
It's
what
sick.
I can, from the experiences I've had playing, like online co-op with Monster Hunter, and I guess it's different as well because like Bloodborne, Dark Souls, a lot of the online games I play are co-op, not like you don't verse anyone.
Yeah.
So you just have these really positive transient experiences with people.
Yeah.
Comparatively, like a LAN party is like killing your friends online, but
yeah, kind of.
I don't really know.
Yeah, sometimes, but it's just like fun. You just hang out. It's how men bond. They say
just
women
shoot your feelings.
Women talk face to face, men talk shoulder to shoulder, side by side. It's. But yeah, so that was the other big Halo one. But Switch, we've got Switch news. The new Pokemon MOBA, MOBA came out, Pokemon Unite. I am yet to play it. By the sounds of it, it is a good game that just needs a bunch of updates to become a great game.
Apparently, Gengar is really broken. So if you want to play it, get on now and get a Gengar.
Play as Gengar. Oh, as in Gengar's too strong?
Like, yeah, massively overpowered.
That was one of my favorite things. Did you ever play ARMS? The Nintendo Switch boxer?
I've really wanted to play it for a really long time because it looks amazing.
I got it day one. I loved it. I think it's great. I played it for a bit, and then the online. But the character I played had a very broken ability, which just made it impossible to get hit, which is really good because they had a dash ability, and the players wouldn't know which way you're going to dash. When you dashed, you would disappear for like 2 seconds, and then you'd reappear somewhere, and then it was very easy to just dash and then do a grapple and just throw them into the ground and beat them up and keep on doing that.
Yeah.
And
amazing.
I hadn't played it for a bit, went back in and realized that they took out that ability, and I haven't played it since, purely out of spite.
You're just a one-man boycott.
Yeah. I was like, which is strange because everyone else was boycotting it just because of how broken that character was. But no, that is good to know that Gengar is the way to go. I will have to
for the
grab
moment.
it for the moment. Yeah, because it seems strange. It's like I assumed it was like taking the channels, claiming the guards, or the points similar to like Dota or LOL, and then destroying the other enemy's base. But it's like a 10-minute game where you beat up the other wild Pokemon, which gives you energy, and then you slam dunk it into a portal that you own. So I think claiming portals doesn't give you any points, was what I was my understanding of it.
Weird.
Yeah. And I feel like they should just go for straight Dota LOL rules.
Well, I've always wanted to see just a trading card game. Just like Gwyn, but Pokemon. Because that's
You know what? Yeah,
Gwyn,
that is strange.
Gwent.
Yeah,
you
no,
know what I mean.
Gwyn.
Gwyn, the final boss of Dark Souls 1.
Yeah.
Full circle.
I reckon they're not too far away from that. Because that's just a license to print money. If Magic the Gathering's just done it, and if MTG's doing it,
Hearthstone.
Whom amongst us?
Whomst would not.
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Fucking Yu-Gi-Oh. Loved it. I still have a Yu-Gi-Oh deck.
Oh, really?
Yeah, with
That's
like
crazy.
Some knockoff cards that are just really overpowered that I'm not allowed to use.
Oh, I wonder why that is. I wonder why you're not allowed to use the knockoff cards in official tournaments. Did you? So you were living in the States. How long were you living there for?
only a year. So it was for when my dad was doing like finishing up his residency at a hospital, and so
Cool.
it was just that 1 year, and then we went back to Australia.
Did you ever do you remember a little franchise called Mr. Toy's Toy World?
Yes, I do.
Did you ever go to their like Pokemon card game things on Saturday mornings?
No.
It was
I think
sick. So imagine, you know, like a Magic the Gathering thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just that, but for under 10s. And it's exclusively Pokemon cards. And depending how far you got, depended on how many badges you get.
I love that so much.
It was so awesome. I think between us, my brother and I only got 4 or 5 badges.
Did you actually get like physical?
Yeah, you got a physical badge. I wish I still had them.
So cool.
I wish I still had them because now, you know, who would have thought that 20 years later, or more than 20 years later, I'd be a denim jacket guy. And those badges, they would have been sick.
Yeah, they would have been awesome.
Great fashionable edition. But yeah. No, yeah, it does make it seems strange with all the announcements that Pokemon's making. They haven't announced like a proper mobile card game. Considering with this MOBA, the main issue everyone seems to have is that it's just a cash grab. That like it's a lot, it's very freemium, and like if you want power boosts and whatnot, you just pay.
Yeah. I don't play a lot of mobile games, and like I know that like Unite is what it's called or something.
Yeah, Pokemon Unite.
Yeah, like
which is strange because opinions are divided.
Oh,
a little joke.
Amazing.
A little joke.
Wordplay. But yeah, I've heard like, you know, I don't play a lot of mobile games. I did play Fire Emblem Heroes for a bit, and I got really, really into it because I don't play a lot of mobile games because I'm the prime target for those strategies of trying to bleed money out of people.
Yeah.
And it was good, but
so you're a 10-year-old using your parents' iPad. Is that
basically?
Yeah.
I would not say that you can play Fire Emblem. I would not give my 10-year-old Fire Emblem if I ever had a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
That game is way too...
Even if you found one, you wouldn't give it to him.
Even if I found... Oh, no, I would. I'd be like, oh, here you go, mate.
There you go.
Go look at some... Go play some hot anime chess.
You've lost your parents in the year 2021. There's probably worse things you've already found out about the world.
Yeah. Your parents might be anti-vaxxers. Just here's a game.
Here's a game. But yeah, and final bit of news, there was the Annapurna Interactive.
Oh yeah.
Their showcase last week, which some game, I can't remember. There was like some one for the Switch called Storyteller, which seemed to be a lot of people are saying this looks nice, but I didn't click on it because I always get jealous when other people's a storyteller and not me. The one that I'm most excited for, and I would assume you would also be excited for, is they released the gameplay trailer for Stray. Do you know Stray?
No.
I'm very excited, and even better that we're doing. It's the Cyberpunk cat game. Exclusively for PlayStation.
Amazing.
So you play as a cat, you fall into a robot city. You're injured at first, you got to find stuff, you have to interact with the city, there's robots, you can attack rats, you can sniff stuff around, you're jumping around, and the mechanics look amazing. If you've ever owned... You
don't get bugged by cat Keanu Reeves.
No.
Amazing.
Yeah, there's no crunch. There's no...
That's nice.
Yeah, there's no toxic gamer guy culture around its release.
Yes.
It's coming out early next year, I think January next year.
I'm
and
excited.
This is the game I'm the most excited for at the moment.
Nice. All right.
Robots, you're
awesome.
a cat. There's these weird blob things that you have to beat up. You get weapons, which is even cooler. You get a little robot companion that straps itself around your back, and it can do stuff.
Incredible. I love
it.
This.
Is. I cannot express how excited I am for this game. I've sent it to so many people. I'm like, guys, Stray, it's coming.
I need to watch the trailer now.
Okay, yeah, I'm like, this
so
is...
they've released gameplay?
Yeah, they've released gameplay. It's coming in
Cool.
January. I will send you the trailer.
Nice.
It's so good. I cannot wait.
Amazing.
Yep. So that's pretty much all the news for the week. I mean, there is the ongoing Activision Blizzard thing, which is just an absolute shitstorm. Oh, actually, that was the other bit of news because that reminded me of something. Sony's unauthorized McDonald's PS5 DualSense controller.
What?
Yeah, so McDonald's Australia for its 50th birthday this year was doing like a game streams thing. And what reminded me was that the first couple of games were all Activision games, Activision or Blizzard games. And everyone's like, hey guys, maybe not these ones for the next little bit.
The entirety of Twitch has decided to not play any of those games until things have calmed down.
Well, 3 streamers were doing it for money from the McDonald's Corporation.
Oh, well.
Yeah. And
there's always one or 3.
And then if you tuned in, it was like you had to tune into these particular streams at these times for your chance to win the McDonald's PlayStation 5 controller. And they were announcing that they had like 20 to give away. And then it came out and was really excited for it. I was like, man, this is actually a really cool thing. Like, I can't believe this has gone ahead. And then Sony caught wind of it or gave them a cease and desist. They're like, we have never come across this before. This is absolutely not an authorized collaboration. Please do not do this. Otherwise, we will sue you. Which is just strange because, like, it's just a controllerless skin.
Yeah.
I don't know why Sony's like, no, this is our thing, but you can buy controller skins.
Yeah. And I think, like, I don't know. They've been a bit iffy with the PlayStation 5, though, because, like, a lot of the the front plates and stuff used to be able to buy replacement front plates, and they were like, shut that shit down.
Which is weird considering the expanded SSD thing is just like, just completely take apart your PS5 controller and slot in another SSD. And you're like, what?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
It's like, do you want to clean your PS4 ever? Just take it fully apart.
Yeah.
Like,
just buy these particular screwdrivers to unscrew the back and do something that's going to terrify you and may void the warranty.
Yeah. Oh, it will. But
yeah.
I guess that's why they let you do it. Yeah.
Yeah. Compared to the Xbox's one, which is just you plug it in the back. You're like, there's
Seriously?
a port in the back. Plug it in.
Oh,
done.
Amazing.
Yeah. Damn you, Microsoft. You kings of design and queens and royals. Just royals in general. I think is royals the all-inclusive term?
Yeah.
No, not oligarchs.
Yeah, royals would be oligarchs.
No.
No.
Calling
Not
someone
monarchs.
oligarchs an insult. Yeah, I reckon royals is the all-inclusive term for just great people.
Not the British royals, but this isn't a royal
podcast.
No. This is a gaming podcast.
This is gaming. This is, in the sense of calling someone a king or a queen. And I was like, how do you make it all inclusive? And I think just royals in general. Anyway, that's me babbling on too long, being worried that I'm not being inclusive enough. Games, what have you been playing? What brought you on?
What have I been playing? So a couple of things. I finished Disco Elysium maybe
Sick. Tell
2
me
weeks
everything.
ago.
Tell me everything. Everybody I know who's played it loved it.
It's probably one of the best games I've played recently. Like, I'm a massive RPG fan. So I think that really contributed to it. But it's like a lot like it's got a lot of D&D mechanics in it. So anytime
that's
you
what
come
I've
up
heard.
against a situation, you get to see the dice roll. You see the outcome. It's got really interesting things like it's just got a weird sense of humor. Like some of the pants you get that you can put on have like a +1 to electrochemistry because it's like god ass, and then a -1 perception because it's like hind-sided.
Okay. Well, now I understand why the Australian government banned this game.
Yeah. Oh, and also you like
with all this focus on arse.
Yeah. Also, you do. Well, you don't have to, but I did give meth to kids. That's the real reason.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
At one point, it's just like, there you go.
Still,
It
that's
makes sense
strange.
in the story.
That's strange. That's strange that the Australian government's like, no, you can't. We can't simulate you doing that. That'd be
But they did
wrong.
that with Fallout 3. Like, you meant to use morphine rather than stim packs.
Oh,
And
that's
then
right.
I think
Yeah,
they changed that. Yeah.
yeah,
But I don't know. It's all weird. I think
yeah.
for me, Disco Elysium is like one of the games that I know that this is negatively, this is generally a negative term, but jumps the shark in a way that works so well that you just, by the end of the game, it's crazy, but you are completely along for the ride. So I like absolutely loved it.
Okay, because I completely understand that. I think in the other most toxic trait, Rick and Morty.
Yeah.
I think. Have you been watching the latest season?
No, I kind of dipped off after
Fair enough.
the Pickle Rick fiasco.
Yeah. If anyone's listening out there, I reckon the new season's probably as good as the first two because they've gone back. Yeah, they've gone back to that original stuff. But my favorite episodes of that show and Community as well, to an extent, are the ones where they also do that, where they jump the shark, where it starts off with a very insane premise and just keeps on pushing it to see how far they can take it, which I think is amazing comedically. I'm not quite sure why I was like, this is how I'm understanding what you're saying.
No, I think it's just like, I feel like by the time that you get to the ending of Disco Elysium, you trust the writers so well that you're like, you could do anything.
Yeah.
And I would believe this. Because it just gets bizarre.
Oh, okay. It's Fast and the Furious. That's a much better analogy.
Yeah.
It's the Fast and the Furious franchise because they've somehow created a movie universe where anything's possible and it's still believable. So, I'd heard about the D&D thing, how someone was saying, I can't remember what I was watching or listening to, and they're talking about how the new Dungeons and Dragons game's so bad, which is surprising considering the best Dungeons and Dragons game of all time came out last year. And then they said Disco Elysium. That was the first time I heard it compared to that. I hadn't heard them talk about the dice. So is like the dice part of the mechanic or just a visual?
No, so it's just a visual. It's hard to explain. Like, so it's because we only got the final cut. So the original didn't come with any voice acting of Disco Elysium. Okay. So final cut came with voice acting. Yeah. But it used to just be completely text-based. That basically, say it's like you roll a perception check and sort of the color of the perception color will come up. There'll be a dice roll and then it'll either go green or red to indicate that you failed. Okay. So it's just sort of a visual confirmation of yes or no. More than that, it's kind of nothing really. But
it's part of like so it's mainly just a dialogue thing. It's not like a combat thing.
No. Oh well, they're actually, there's not any combat in Disco Elysium.
What?
There's no combat in Disco Elysium. It is
okay. I need to play this game.
All conversation. It is all. I don't think I hit a person ever in that game.
What?
I know I had a gun, but I didn't use it.
Huh. This is me finding out.
It's very good.
Yeah, I had a completely different perception of this thing. I thought it was kind of like an isometric.
Kind of like a Pillars of Eternity, if you ever played that.
No, but I'm pretty sure I understand the reference. Or the new game, The Ascent, which just came out. Which I should have played, but I didn't. That would have been a good episode this would have been a good episode to discuss it. But I was put off by the fact it was isometric and set in a cyberpunk world. Okay.
I did not know this with cyberpunk.
So bad. I bought that game, never played it, got my refund.
I still have it. I got it for Christmas and I played it and
apparently it's good now.
It's a good coaster.
Yeah. Apparently it's good now.
Yeah.
Too late. Nobody gives a shit CD Projekt, which is so funny that from the people who bought you The Witcher 3, which is a game that's still getting ported onto new devices, has now just lost all of their goodwill.
Yeah,
on
and
one bad
all
game.
of their manpower as well. I think people just fled that company. Just
Yeah,
um,
no good.
no, Disco Elysium is really good. It's really different.
Okay.
It's almost like an isometric. It's not a point and click adventure game because I've got a real
Okay.
like I love point and click adventure games,
Is
but it's not like that. But there is
is it
no fighting.
is it kind of like the like Telltale games, like the Walking Dead Telltale games or the Wolf Among Us ones,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
isometric?
yes, yeah,
I definitely need to play this game then, because
yeah.
those are my favorite fucking games. I love The Walking
Mm,
Dead. The Wolf Among Us one was really good.
mm.
Okay, well, so would you have you listened to previous episodes of this?
I have. I
Cool,
listened to Andy's episode, not
wonderful.
Jamison's one yet. So,
Wow.
but okay,
Okay,
fine.
so okay, no, that's okay.
This is me
So
outing myself as hating Jamison. I'm kidding.
yeah, it's okay. I don't think she listens. But so the new review system we didn't have on the Andy episode, but Jamison brought it up.
Yeah,
Would you go to jail for this game?
undoubtedly.
Undoubtedly. Okay, it's okay. Cool. So it's worth going to jail, which means it's worth paying money for.
Mm,
Wonderful.
mm.
Before we move on
Look,
to
I do want to say that when it won Game of the Year,
yeah,
the writers thanked Marx and Engels in their acceptance speech,
who's that?
like Karl Marx and
Oh, Karl Marx.
Engels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you said Marx and Engels, and I thought that was
Marx and Engels. No,
I was like,
Marx
yep, cool.
and
Karl Marx
Engels
and Engels.
and
Cool.
whoever
We stand.
Engels.
We stand our bearded kings. No, that sounds great. I've had a very, despite being on lockdown, I've had a very slow week gaming wise. It's been a lot of multiplayer on the Switch with my housemates. We've been playing Super Smash Brothers and Mario Kart 8. So they are not new games, but they are great games.
Who's your main pick for both?
Smash Brothers, I don't really have. Incineroar. I think Incineroar is probably my go-to on the new Smash Brothers. Has good movement abilities, and is a grappler, but also has ranged moves, which is quite good, and has a decent high jump. My housemates either pick Samus or Kirby, which is very annoying because I keep on forgetting on the Switch control which one's the shield button. So I'm constantly getting zapped or having something drop down on top of me, which is no fun. And for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, it is King Boo on pretty much the tiny motorbike, like a Pee-wee bike essentially, with biggish tires, so it's good grip, and then like a low weight glider.
Amazing.
It is that on a nice little, and I did the new Rainbow Road recently with no fall offs, which I was quite proud of. Thank you. For those who can't tell what that is Sarah doing a polite golf clap. Yeah. And so we did that, and not really much video games, but also board games. We've been playing some board games. Anomia is an amazing board game. If anyone who hasn't played that or doesn't know what that is, I would recommend it. It's essentially like Go Fish meets remembering things. So each card has a symbol on it, different colored symbol, and it has like a topic on it. And then so if you pull out a card and your symbol matches a card on the top of another player's deck, you then have to call out something that's on the list of their category, and they have to call out something that's on the list for your category, and whoever yells it out first gets to win, and then they get the card, and then it's essentially whoever has the most pairs at the end of the game is the champion.
That's cool. I like that.
It is a lot of fun. If you have housemates, I highly recommend it. You can get it from any good Amazon retailers. Please
Thank you, Jeffrey Bezos.
Thank you, Jeffrey Bezos. Please, guys, he needs to get to space. He is.
Oh, come on.
Please support this small business owner.
Please support this bookstore man.
He, most people paint him off as a big monopoly, but like he actually started in his parents' garage. It's just like it's no different.
Steve Jobs.
Yep, Steve Jobs, Jeffrey Bezos, Apple, Amazon. They're all.
They both start with A's.
Both start with A's. Both started in a garage. It's just a small business, and we'd love to see people supporting it during this trying times of the COVID pandemic. And what else? Oh, I kept on playing Skyward Sword HD remake for a bit. Did you ever play the original?
No. So
Okay.
I didn't. So I don't know. I've played Link to the Past, and I've played I'd never played the Nintendo 64 Zeldas, so I haven't played Ocarina of Time, and I haven't played Majora's Mask because I didn't have a Nintendo 64.
And are you going to?
My family couldn't afford one. Look,
probably not. They're very hard to get.
If I get cancelled because I say I'm not going to play them,
no one's going to.
I will then just continue to not play them.
Can you imagine? There are people who've done worse things and not got cancelled. And it's also
cancel culture doesn't exist, but also
I feel like cancel culture has evolved now into holding people accountable culture, and I don't think anyone's like, okay, it's time to we hold Sarah accountable for the fact that they have never played Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time, or Majora's Mask, and they in fact have no intention to.
They're not a real gamer.
Oh no, that side of the internet definitely exists.
I think SNES games, and I don't know how you feel about this, but like isometric SNES games, the sort of the bits games, they don't sort of lose their appeal as much as early PlayStation, early Nintendo games for me. I can look back on those and go, oh, the graphics are bad. Whereas it's like, if it's 16-bit, there's only so much you can do. I find them easier to go back to. Yeah.
Somewhat agree. You can definitely improve the graphics on a 16-bit game. That's what I think. If you go back and look at, because are you a Nintendo Switch Online subscriber?
Yes, I am.
Have you ever gone back and played some of the SNES games on that?
Yeah.
They are
I tried to play Fire Emblem in Japanese, and it was a bad idea.
No, do not do that. No, yeah. I remember, what was the one that I tried? It wasn't even that. It was like Excite Trike. So not even a complicated game. And I was like, this is unplayable. Or what was the other one? It wasn't on that. It was the Frogger arcade box at Netherworld. And the hitbox was too large. So even though the car had passed me, when I moved forward, it was saying I touched the back of the car. And I was like, guys, didn't these game designers from the 80s know I needed precise hitboxes?
Do they not know about hitbox mechanics in this day and age?
It's crazy. Yeah,
one other game that I've started playing, but it freaks me out and I don't want to keep playing is Pathologic 2.
What is Pathologic 2? Tell me everything.
So so you know how like life is fantastic and everyone's having a great time these days.
Yeah.
And
that's why I'm recording a podcast in bed.
And you play video games to make your life actively worse. So this is a Russian game about a plague. And a doctor who has 12 days to cure everyone.
Now, what about the current situation in the world that made you think this might be a fun game to play?
Look, sometimes you just want to know that things aren't going to get better.
Ooh. Oh God. So so um, so Real Life Simulator 2. How was that? How how long have you been playing for? What first thoughts? Drop them. Hot takes.
First thoughts, legitimately probably one of the most incredible tone pieces I've ever played, as
Okay.
weird as that sounds. It's got a really, really, really good sense of, again, this is going to sound weird, and I don't know why I picked it up, but it's just like playing that game, I get stressed. I just am like walking around being like, oh God, what am I doing? Everything's terrible. Literally, I've got like, I took a photo of the intended difficulty settings.
Yeah.
And I just want to read them out to get an idea of what the game's like.
Okay.
Pathologic 2 follows the events of a catastrophe. Game difficulty is one of the techniques that help us tell this story. By turning intended difficulty off, you can tweak the balance of the game. However, we do not recommend doing this on your first playthrough. Pathologic 2 is intended to be almost unbearable.
I mean, that's what I want in my entertainment. Just an unbearable level of stress. And
I just don't know. I think like
is it the idea that you're meant to lose people?
Yeah, it's like
Cool.
It's like I think it's not a it's I think like I saw someone describe it as like it's not a game about like you have no money, you have like no food. It's not a game about like not having enough money. It's a like a game about not being able to ever afford anything, or not like it's a game about starving, not a game about not having enough food. So it's just like all these massive compromises you have to make. And I think for me, someone who I play Bloodborne, I've gotten to the point where I'm like, this is kind of easy.
Yeah.
Like it's like getting to the point where it's like RNG rather than actual difficulty.
Yeah.
Like watching people play Pathologic or me playing it myself, there are times where you're like, I have no way to fix this. I think that's really interesting.
That is.
I mean, it's not a fun game.
Yeah,
but I keep thinking about it.
I can
keep
understand
thinking
why.
about it. Yeah, I just want to like.
Just the idea that you're interested in the fact, like it's almost the antithesis to a puzzler, to like a puzzle game. Because like the whole point of a puzzle game is that you can fix this, and you're now playing a game where it's like, yeah, you're probably going to lose.
Yeah, but like,
and there's some situations it's like, yeah, you're just not going to beat this.
I reckon they're the same, because have you ever tried to finish Monkey Island?
No, I haven't.
The puzzles in Monkey Island,
because I never wanted the fun
wild.
to end. What's it called? Is this game called Pathogen 2?
Pathologic.
I'm going to look up to see if there is an ending.
Oh, there is.
Oh, have you played it?
No, but okay. I know that if you there's like, I've watched people play through it, but I'm like preparing myself to. I think I just need like a weekend. Now that we're in lockdown, I'll probably just sit down and play it one day.
You know what's fun? It's by a group called Ice Pick Lodge, and you know, just the classic ice pick, a tool only ever used for productivity. Oh man,
beautiful.
Sorry, keep on talking. I just need to understand.
It's all good. But I think like for me, like action adventure, like point and click games, the solutions are always so bizarre.
Yes.
That for a while you're like, I have no way of fixing this. And then it's like, put a towel down on some hot sand and you'll be fine, or whatever.
Yeah,
I think that's
weird
literally
logic.
A Monkey Island puzzle fix. But and I think the same is true for Pathologic. It's like set on like the steppe in Russia, and it's like if you kind of lean towards more spirituality based things, things can get better, but they seem so bizarre that why would you believe it?
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Interesting.
It's interesting. It also looks beautiful. Like it has like pretty average loading screens, to be honest. That's the only issue I've had with it. But it's like, I don't know, it's like a very small studio, and I'm not going to hold that against them.
No, definitely not. Also because it was developed via Kickstarter.
Yeah.
In September 2014, came out last year.
Yeah.
Have they released any
game?
games?
Everyone should. So they made the original Pathologic.
Yeah, of course.
It was on.
As soon as I asked that, as soon as I asked that, I was like, yeah, of course they did the original one. They did some game called The Void. And Cargo, The Quest for Gravity.
I think they just really like making really difficult games for people.
Yeah, there seems to be a lot
I can get into.
Yeah, it's a lot of horror influence as well.
I mean, it's not fun. Again, it's not fun.
Yeah.
But like, I've got my Nintendo Switch to play for fun.
Yeah. You know, you've got that new Mario Golf.
For real gaming.
Yeah.
Mario Golf, do you have it?
No. I was tempted, and then I saw all the early reviews. I'm like, I'm not going to get this. What's the point?
Yeah.
What's the point?
Sometimes you just want to live in the apocalypse, and golf won't help you do that.
Yeah. What was I going to say? So early thoughts. I mean, you can't know for certain if this game's worth going to jail for yet, but are you leaning in a particular way?
I think my perspective on this might be this is a sort of side review. Yeah. Is that I think there are some games that exist that no matter whether or not you play them, you should give your money to them.
Okay.
It's kind of like if you want to see less free-to-play MOBAs, or if you want to see less, shitty mobile games.
Yeah.
And you sort of have to invest in the games that aren't like that.
Yeah,
gotcha.
So
for me, I bought it because it's like $20 or something. It's like not crazy expensive. And so I just bought it because I was like, I would like to see more games that are made like this. I'd like to see another Disco Elysium. And if this is keeping people in
jobs,
in jobs, I'm fine with that.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, on a similar note, that is a type of game I will be covering next week. I believe Kena and the Bridge of Spirits is coming to PlayStation next week.
Ooh.
Which is Sony's little indie game. It doesn't cost a lot. Kind of looks like Avatar-ish. Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Nice.
You're in a forest, and then like the character design looks a little bit like Katara. And a little bit of Ori and the Blind Forest. You're collecting light wisps, stuff like that. And you're making everything healthy. I'm quite excited for that. That is a game that I'm also quite excited for. It's probably keener than Stray.
Yeah.
Keen for keener. I forgot to review earlier. I forgot to say whether Smash Brothers is worth going to jail for and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is worth going to jail for. Yeah.
Yeah.
Go to jail. Go to jail for those games. Nintendo should go to jail for the fucking Smash Brothers Ultimate, where, as you know, they shouldn't, because that one was a new game, but every character pass is $40. So if you want the full roster, I've spent over a couple of years, I've spent an extra $80 on the full game.
Oh my gosh.
Which is frustrating, but I can also see
how. I think
I can see it working for them in the sense that they don't need to ever release another Smash Brothers game. Like just using that model, they can constantly add new characters, new arenas, which seems to make the most sense for that type of game. But it's quite good.
Yeah. They just need to stop releasing sword people. That's all I know about it. It's just all swords.
It's either now swords or punches. So they've added a Street Fighter character in. Probably my favorite of the DLC characters is Simon from Castlevania.
Okay.
I reckon he's the best. Once again, has good range, has a bit of grappling, got it all.
Is he the whip guy? No.
There are so many whip guys. There's so many whip guys. I haven't seen the Netflix show. I've heard it's quite good.
It's good. It's so violent. Very good.
That's quite good. What's the other Netflix show that's quite good? There's so many good Netflix. That was such a strange question. Like, what's that one other show on the streaming platform Netflix that's quite good?
On the
in the under the anime category.
Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer is good.
I started watching it after your recommendation. It is very good.
Yeah, it's for. Oh, speaking of Into the Abyss, I think I also mentioned that to you. That's another anime I'm watching. I need to finish it. It's so good. But the guy who did the soundtrack for Into the Abyss turns out also did the soundtrack for Florence.
Oh,
the mobile game, which I had no idea.
Yeah,
which is very cool. And that kind of wraps. Yeah, so anime. We love anime here. Big anime, big weebs.
No surprise.
No surprise. We love the game. Love the animation. My energy is just so. I'm going to be very interested in the feedback on this episode because it's just like, what do I do?
It's just a chat.
Yeah, this is just a chat that's recording by Zoom.
Stop bringing this depressed bitch on.
Me? No, I'm the host.
Me.
Oh, okay. I've got to be on. No. I think that's it because the frustrating thing with recording via Zoom is I don't know how long we've been going for. So I think that's roughly around the good time for us to wrap up. Sarah,
Amazing.
Do you have anything to plug at the moment, knowing that we don't know how long we're locked down for?
Well,
Assuming we get out on Sunday.
Yeah.
Assuming we get out
before September.
Oh, yeah, of course.
We, Dan and myself and Jamison and
previous guest Jamison,
Jack Knight.
Yeah.
We are playing D&D at Good Chat for Good Chat
Comedy Fest. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of fun. Thank you for reminding me. I need to get some details to them for that.
All good. Look, we might be in lockdown for a while. Yeah. It might not happen. We don't know.
Might figure out a way to do it online. The internet, it's an amazing thing.
It's an amazing resource. But yeah, so we're doing that. That'll be really fun. September 4th, I think. And
no, 5th.
September 5th. Okay.
Yeah, because it's Father's Day. So if you have a deadbeat dad, come along.
Is it actually, are we playing D&D on Father's Day?
Yeah, I believe it's Father's Day.
Yes. Amazing.
So yeah, can't wait. I think this is the 3rd or 4th. No, I reckon every year since I've started doing comedy, I haven't been able to do a Father's Day dinner. Father's Day has always had to be the morning.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So come celebrate your dad by playing, not playing, by watching people play D&D.
Yeah, you never know. Dad might be there. He might come along. But yeah.
I might be your dad.
You could be my dad for the day. Everyone's gonna pick a dad for the day. But no, that's awesome. Socials, do you want people to find you on the internet or?
Yeah, sure.
That's a strange way to phrase it.
Yeah, you can stalk me on Sarah O'Cook at Instagram. I have Twitter, but I don't use it because I delete it all the time. So
to stop you from getting cancelled? Sorry,
no,
held accountable.
Held accountable. No, because I just get really sad looking at Twitter.
Yeah, fair enough.
So I only just follow meme accounts now.
That's good.
So don't follow me on Twitter.
Yeah,
I'm on Instagram. That's it. That's me.
Sweet. And I have the usual plugs and requests of if you enjoyed this episode, please tell a friend. Please leave a review on whatever service you are listening to this on. It is the best thing for us. And if you would like to follow me, I'm Be About It Boy on every service. Any final words?
Smash that like, hit that subscribe,
and as we've always said from maybe this episode onwards, keep on gaming that system.
Keep on gaming that system.